Matt, that's Matt,
2 T's?
just like the country.
2 T's?
Yes.
And now we'll review the minutes from April 3rd. Are there any additions, corrections, or comments?
I don't have anything, I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Gene?
Yes.
Mike? Yes. Okay, now move back up the list, unless she gave you another list. He's supposed to talk now.
Now
Let that
Matt's
go,
gonna
because it was a
talk.
short one, you know?
That's right, that's right. Okay, Matt, Mr. England is here to discuss the 4th of July parade.
Okay, so I'm joined with Annette Sheridan from the Boy Scout troop.
And Ed?
And between the two of us and Chris Lewis, who's in charge of the Cub Scouts, we kind of took charge of the parade last year. So first of all, thanks for giving us the opportunity to do that last year. When we were supposed to have the meeting, I was at home with a newborn and 2 kids with COVID, and it was a mess at our house. So I think Chris, and I'm not sure if you came last year or not, but I know Chris did. So thank you for the opportunity. We had 56 participants in the parade last year, which was an awesome turnout. I know the fire department had an awesome turnout. The Boy Scouts did the hot dog luncheon afterwards, which was awesome. We had a really good turnout. So we're hoping to do the same thing again this year. On the 4th, staging at the Meadows. We got approval from their HOA last week. They said that was good. And parade would start at 11 o'clock and hopefully end at the fire station again like we did last year.
Now, is it staging at 11 and parade at 12?
Staging, we started staging at like 10:15 last year, so the parade would actually start at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
That way we would be closer to noon lunchtime back at the fire station.
Okay.
Well, like everybody, we ran out of candy as soon as we hit the corner here where all the people were.
Yeah, there were a lot of people watching, so it was great. Good turnout. Yeah, we had nice weather too, that helped.
And make sure I get in a different spot this year. I don't want to be behind the lady who was throwing popsicles, because when you're throwing popsicles and the other guy's just throwing candy, it don't work, okay? They were much more excited than we were. I'm kidding, it was great.
So we had a lot of local businesses participate, and we hope to gain even more this year too, so.
Okay,
Just wanted to reach out and see if that was okay with you guys, that we did that again, and
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
moving forward.
you did a very nice job and we look forward to it.
Pencil me in, I'll be there.
We'll be there.
The one thing we were looking to see and ask the township for, I know Auburn has a Facebook page, and I wasn't sure who was running that, or maybe we can even get a little blurb on the township website as well, as far as signing
Sure.
up to participate, or...
Yeah, just give the information to Nancy,
Okay,
and we'll have that put onto the website for her.
okay, excellent.
Do you have a Facebook page?
I don't know.
It's Auburn and Bainbridge, but I wasn't sure who
Well, yeah,
ran that, because a lot of things are...
let's say that any of the pages like that are, they're private, done by citizens, they're not done by the township
The township,
themselves.
okay, all right. Maybe we can contact them and see who's the person being contacted for posting on their page. Yeah. Did you want to add anything to that?
We were
Boy
just wanting
Scouts?
to go ahead and also start promoting this, so since we have the okay from you, that is awesome, to even make it bigger and larger. Because we were finding out that many folks that we had reached out to already had plans because of the late start that we had last year. So we thought that if we got a jump start on it now, because we know once you get something on your calendar, whatever's first usually takes precedence, which is our law.
Absolutely.
And so we will have the help of the Cub Scouts and the rest of us at the fire station. So,
Great.
Chief,
Yes.
would Auburn Fire Department, while you're here, if it's okay, like to participate?
No, we'll be involved as always.
Should we?
Yep,
All right.
absolutely.
So see, we got that going on, I love it. Okay.
Any questions for these young people? No? We're good? You got the okay?
All right, great, thank you guys.
Very good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now you go home to that baby and kids.
All right, thank you guys.
All right.
Take care.
Tell your wife I said hello.
Will do.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask what you were talking about, I went over it. I'm used to being the chairman anymore.
Oh, yeah. And once you get on the roll, if you miss something,
Yeah.
you get on the roll, man.
Yeah,
You get at the bottom, these people are
I
like,
know.
yeah, I have kids to take care of.
Yeah, I got it. Well, according to this schedule, the next on the list is Phillips.
Thank you. Recorded calls. That'd be from January to March, end of March. EMS calls is 122. Last year at the same time is 115. Fire calls is 109. Last year was 77. Total calls is 231. Last year was 192, up a little bit. I think that's mostly due to the windstorms.
Inflation.
Yep. Mutual aid given 45. Last year was 36. Mutual aid received is 18. Last year was 7. Total transports was 93. Last year was 81. Total non-transports is 36. Last year was 35. Total transfer to other agencies, 0. Last year was 2. Total patients is 129. Last year was 118. Our back-to-back calls percentage is running at 26.4. Last year was 14.58. So our back-to-back calls are up considerably. We had 6 double calls back-to-back, 1 triple, 1 6 of them, which is a total of 8. So the year-to-date from January to end of March is 24. I'd also like to make mention of the fact that we've got a lot of people that are calling the FD Direct, our station line. They should really be using 911 if they have any type of emergency. We've had some people call there, we've been out on other calls, and found out later that somebody called and had an emergency. So we're gonna ramp up our posting about not using 911. The other thing too is, during those 2 windstorms we had, we lost phones, 911 was working. So you wanna dial 911 unless it's completely not an emergency, but if there's any thought whatsoever that it might be urgent or you need our help, 911's the number to call. That's it for my report.
Very good. Any questions for the chief from the board? Any questions for the chief from the audience? Thank you, chief.
Thank you, sir.
And we will move on, and we'll do reports, and we'll start with the Honorable Michael S. Troy.
Well, I really have nothing, nothing really exciting has happened that I can even bring up, and nobody's called me about anything, so I'm gonna concede my time.
Okay.
An uneventful week.
All right. Just a couple of things I have. Number one, if anybody's been up to the Auburn Community Park, the grading has been done, the topsoil has been spread, and so we will shortly start phase 2 of our program at the park to expand the drive and the parking and the exit and entering. So phase 2 will start as soon as it dries out here a little bit. We'll be moving on with phase 2. The second thing, at our quarterly dinner, NOPEC was there to talk a little bit, and as you know, NOPEC is back up and running, and we will start on June of 2023, and I think Auburn's, according to this thing, it says 6.45 cents per kilowatt hour, but I think Auburn, I have a sheet here where ours was 5.31, something along
Mine was
those lines.
5.09.
Yeah, 509.
Yeah.
So-
Well, again, that, you know.
That's relative.
It's
and-
currently at a lower rate
Right.
with the illuminating company,
Right,
but if you look at their site, they're looking at approaching 10, 11 cents per kilowatt hour by the middle of summer, so.
I think the townships, most of all the townships I know are in with NOPEC. I know we were the last time they were here, and we will be, I think we'll make a motion tonight to be in again. And anybody who does not want to be in the NOPEC, I'm sure everybody got their letters. Hell, I got 3 of them. But if you're going to opt out, you have to do so by May 2nd. But I'm pretty sure everyone in the township has received that letter. And so, like I said, the township is gonna go with NOPEC, and if you choose as an individual resident not to, you'll have till May 2nd to opt out. And I guess with that, we should have a motion to accept the NOPEC plan. as we always have.
All the words that just came out of your mouth sound like a motion to me, so I'm gonna second it.
Okay, and call for the vote.
Gene,
Yes,
Mike,
Yes.
okay, motion carries. The next thing, if you remember at our last meeting, there was a request by the USDA to do an insect survey, as they've done in years past here in Auburn. We let them know that we were very much in favor of that, and they will be, within the next week or so, contacting Emmerich at the road department, who worked with them last time, on where to place these monitors, and we'll find out exactly what kind of bugs Auburn Township has. And I pretty well think that's all I have. Dan will let you do some of the reports now.
okay. Issued roughly 31 warrants since our last meeting, and 5 electronic payments for a total of $119,349.83. And the only other thing I have is, now that the dust is starting to settle, the chief has made me aware that back in 2017, when the communication tower at the fire station fell over in a microburst, the insurance company settled, and there was also damage to the building. And it was roughly $76,000 for the tower and $23,000 for the repairs. And the chief dug up the article from the Chagrin Valley Times, April 12th of 2018, which pretty much said the monies were to go to the fire department for the purchase of radios. And I was able to find the minutes of the meeting from April 2nd, where Mike Troyan addressed the 2 checks that were received from the insurance company, PERSO, for the windstorm damage. This was back in April of 2018. The damage to the station was $23,682.37. Was that check? And then for the loss of the tower was $76,140. Then at the time, Chief Phillips recommended putting the money towards radios, since the communications tower was no longer being used as their primary broadcast system, and the department's radios were soon to be obsolete. So there was a motion made by PJ and seconded by Mike Troyan to move both checks, $99,822.37, from the general fund, which is where both were receipted into, to the fire levy fund for contracted services and capital purchases. And there was a vote. All 3 trustees, Mike Troyan, PJ Kavanaugh, and John Eberly, voted yes, and the motion passed. The only other discussion was putting the money into a separate fund for a capital purchase, so that the $72,000 can be used towards radios. And then it was stated, we will decide if we hold money in Auburn Township account or give it to the Auburn Fire Department. Now I did run the receipts from back then, showing the total of that $99,000 did go into the general fund, and the repairs were actually paid out of the fire fund, and the repairs to the building. So I guess the question is, what do we do with the?
So the 20-some-odd thousand was,
23.
that was never never left the general fund,
No.
but the repairs were paid out of the fire department fund.
Yes.
Well, I would say that 23,000 should be put back into the fire department fund on our end.
Right, so the original motion would encompass both that and the money for the tower, which would total $99,822.37
Right,
to be moved from the general fund to the fire levy fund, which Fred never did.
right.
So,
But, again, I would not hold the 76,000 on our end, I would, because it's been sitting here now for way too long. I would I take the 22,000 in the fire department fund here, 23,000, the remaining 76, I would just give a check to the fire department. I don't know if you'd have to take that out of the general fund and put it into the fire fund and transfer it over?
Yes.
Okay, so,
you're talking about the 76 or the 23?
well, right now, it sounds like we'd have to take the whole 99, transfer that into the fire department fund on our end, and then write them a check for 76 for the tower.
Not gonna charge us interest, are you?
No.
If that being the case, I'll make the motion to do exactly what Mike just said, transfer the money to the fire department fund, and then issue the fire department a check for the 76,000 that we've owed them since 2018.
Mike?
Yes. Paul, second, and then the vote, yes.
Gene?
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen, we appreciate it.
Thank us, your money.
That's all I have.
Okay, let's go to old business. Award contract asphalt resurfacing of various roads in Auburn Township. Now, again, PJ handles most of this, he was here for the opening of the bids, and he did say that he's already seen these and he's willing to accept what Mike and I vote on tonight for this bid opening. And we had 5 bids for the various township roads in Auburn. I won't read all the people who bid, but the highest bid was $892,590, and the low bid was $719,975. The low bid was from Cole Burton Contractors, and the engineer's office suggests that we go with the lowest bid. According to them, it's the lowest and best bid, and that would be Cole Burton Contractors for $719,975. And the estimate on the job to start with was $860,000. So I'll accept the motion to accept
825.
Well,
the 860 it says here.
well, it depends which piece of paper you're looking at.
Oh,
Okay, on this one here, on the bid sheet, it was originally said 860.
Yeah,
On the letter from the engineer's office, it does indeed say 825.
yeah. Well, I guess that's not extremely important which one, because we're gonna accept the low, we're gonna make a motion to go with what the engineer's office suggests, and that is the $719,975. And I'll accept the motion for that.
So moved.
Gene,
Yes,
second.
Yes. You seconded that, Jane.
I did.
Okay, just checking. Watch you, I got my good ear towards you, and I can't even hear you
I know.
sometimes.
Sometimes I can't hear out of either one. Okay.
Me too, that's purely selective.
What? We already discussed the NOPEC to opt in, opt out, or stay in, so we made that clear. Next, Chief, while you're here, it's been brought to our attention that our Gilmore security smoke detectors are outdated and obsolete. Was that your observation on the smoke detectors in there?
The only ones
know
I
we had
know
an
of that
issue
are
last
outdated
week.
are the ones that are over in the Old Town Hall, which are no longer in service. I don't know, these should be okay, and the ones on Adam Hall should be all right, and the ones in the service center we just did.
So the ones in here are okay.
Yeah, it should be. I'll investigate it for you and find out.
Please do, because I think the quote that
Gilmore
I
make
heard
that
was like
res-
$1,000 to.
Gilmore
Yeah.
make that advice?
Well, I thought unless I heard Nancy
Well, this
wrong,
was-
it came from you.
Well, this
No,
is
I
the
did not
requisition,
compliment
it was for Gilmore. And it was, cost, it was like $985. 4 smoke detectors, service call, and, says the fireman did a quick inspection of equipment and recommended we call Gilmore to have our smoke detectors replaced. Although they work, they are seriously antiquated. And
I
they're
thought you
supposed
were
to
talking
go
about
away.
here.
Yeah, she was talking
Here,
about
here.
here, because she had food that she
Right,
overcooked
set
and
them
set
up.
off the alarm system. Guys
Right.
came down, found out it was just food, and saw it was no big issue. But we always recommend to everybody to have their smoke detectors checked after they've had something go off.
So you do recommend that we change these?
If they're that old, let me do some investigative work with them and find out.
Yeah, I'll give
So
you
we're
this,
gonna hold that up?
I'm not quite sure where they got that from, but
well, I'll
look
give you
into
the
it.
sheet, it's got all the information that we have on
There
it,
you
so
go.
it'll put you ahead of the game.
You wanna wait and save that for next month? or
Yeah,
you
that's
Yeah,
wanna-
I guess we can.
Okay.
You know,
I'll
if
let
place
you
burns
know.
down though, if you'd like put it out, we'd appreciate that, short term.
I
Obviously,
told
come over
Nancy
here
if she
to-
wanted attention, she could just call us, we'd come visit her.
The only other thing I have that was just put on the table tonight is we got a quote from Weaver Tree Company to do some various townships, remove 6 marked trees along the roadway on Franks. We have to remove a broken down tree on Valley, and cleaning and removing the downed tree and grind the stumps on Valley. For a grand total of $6,425. I don't know if we have to act on this tonight, or if you want to act on this tonight, or Weaver Tree's been our best source of
Yeah,
tree repair, so
yeah, no, just, I'll make a motion to approve the quote.
I'll second it.
Gene,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Is there anyone at this point that would like to address the board on any issues they may have? Come on, you guys, it's 10 to 8, something. No, huh? You want me to sign this one?
Well, I'll say that I just came from the meeting up at Clarendon, and they have decided to, they are aggregated, so they're going to go with a different company
Then NOPEC?
than NOPEC. Yeah, he said if you really want to know where to look, go to this apples to apples site, and it will compare everything for the length of time on the contract. But actually, you can opt out anytime.
Okay, and who's doing that? Munson?
Clarendon,
Clarendon.
no, you don't want to know what Munson's doing.
Anybody else?
Going once, going
Going
twice.
twice? Well, that's all I
Motion
have.
to adjourn.
I'll second.
Gene,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.
7:50.
Wow, that's a record.
No, it's not.
Must be we know who talks too long, huh?
Yeah.
The guy way here.
So before you arrived, I made mention about people should be calling 911, because we get a lot of people are calling our station on the service line.
Oh.
So if you made a mention of that, that would probably be a good thing.
If I read the story, I'll come.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
okay.
'cause,
Did we make a motion?
a lot of times our people are on calls and so forth, so they're not at the station.
Yeah,
They
Mike
They
made
call
a
the
motion,
station, you don't get anybody but the answer.
recommend.
I mean,
go
we have
with-
to send,
Because
oh,
they
we're
know
waiting
their
for
cousin
PJ,
Bob
that's
is
right.
down there at the station waiting
Okay,
for
where
a
am I?
call.
For
Yeah.
the,
Right.
So I wanna make sure that they're not getting missed, and if they call 911, they won't.
What am I, I'm losing my mind already.
Also, we lost the
First
phone
thing we
system
talked about.
during those 2 storms.
Hold on.
Oh, boy.
Our phones were down here in the township.
Keith,
County
the zoning
911
amendment.
system was
Sorry.
working.
All right.